Let me just check. I think we're live. Says we're live, but I don't see it yet. Let me check settings. There it is. Maybe. I gotta make a change here. Oops. It'd be nice if we get that out. But oh well. Hey folks, welcome to my kitchen. Not as good as Google Kitchen, not as good as Joshua Weissman Kitchen, but hey, I am a one-man show. I do the recording, I set up all the audio, I do the website, I do the YouTube. Oh, that's right, I have a website now. It's www.happyhealthywife.net. So you can go ahead and check it out. I'm going to be continuing to post all my past videos, my past recipes there. So instead of recipes being in the YouTube, it's going to be on my website. Much better, easier way to get to those recipes, and it's going to be a better experience. So I'm very excited about this website. It's building, it's a process, it's going to take a while. But there it is. And I wish I could be like Google or Joshua Weissman, but it's really hard. Or even You Suck at Cooking. YSAC. Yeah, those are all great YouTube channels. And when I'm YouTube famous like them, then I'll be able to have a team of editors and videos will come out, at least once a week, twice a week, maybe 3 times a week like those other guys, except You Suck at Cooking. He seems to be a one-man show too and does it all on his own. His videos take like 3 weeks or 4. Oh, that's nice. So, that is going to happen eventually when we get to that point. It'll be a wonderful time when we can have more play going on here. And that is eventually the goal. And that's where we are headed. Let's see. Ooh, hello, Miguel. All right. One man show. Oh, and I do a lot of cooking videos and I do the live shows. I love the live shows. They're fun. Show you what it takes to actually make a meal. And this is one of the first meals I ever did. It is spaghetti. One of the first we learned. Now, it's not the first meal that I learned. No, the first meal I probably learned was cheeseburgers. Making cheeseburgers, hamburgers, cheeseburgers. Middle school age. Early teens. Just decided I wanted to help out my mom with barbecuing. Went out there, helped, watched her how she did it, and enjoyed the barbecue, enjoyed doing that. So sometimes, when she was inside doing the other things, like preparing the tomatoes, preparing the lettuce, preparing the buns. Actually, I toasted the buns outside too. Or maybe have some sides to go with it. She was working on those, macaroni salad. Maybe she made a fresh homemade macaroni salad. I would be sitting there doing the burgers outside. And that was my first. And then I graduated and did some more things like simple breads, like pancakes and waffles. And then when I was in high school, I think it was around high school time, my uncle, dear Uncle Furman, he actually had a wedding party, a wedding reception that he hosted in his backyard for his daughter. And it was a wonderful wedding, and he made a tri-tip that I loved, that everybody there was just raving about. It's a really good tri-tip. Very simple recipe. I don't usually use the recipe much anymore, but that was really my second big meal that I learned how to cook. It's a very simple recipe. Cup of Worcestershire, cup of red wine, marinate the tri-tip overnight. Next day, put it on the barbecue. Now I have since changed how I do it a little bit, but that was essentially the recipe. It tastes wonderful. The Worcestershire and the wine mixing in with the beef flavor makes a very good tri-tip, and we still use it sometimes to this day. It's a very good recipe. And that was like my third trip. But then, when I got out of college, this was after college. In college I dabbled a little in different recipes and whatnot, but one day I went into and get in the grocery store, saw some, actually turkey sausage is what it was. Let me go ahead and turn on the closer mic so you can see the sausage. So I had some turkey. This is the one that I use now, Italian hot sausage. It was Italian turkey sausage. I don't know if it was hot or not. But anyway, the recipe was right on the package. The recipe they had. And this is a very much similar recipe what was there. I left out some things today. If you look at the recipe on the video online, first one I did, or second one I did, I can't remember. Probably the second, third, I can't remember. It's one of the first four. That much in it. It was one of my first 4 videos. And you can see it online. But what I did there was I added bell pepper. Well, I like the bell pepper. My wife likes the bell pepper. And the onions are good. And it's basically the same recipe ever since the beginning of time. Ever since the beginning from there. Except it's been modified. I don't use the sugar. I think they might have. No, I think they didn't have salt. It definitely had pepper. Definitely had basil and oregano. I don't do the oregano anymore. I will use the basil though. Thank you, Miguel. But that's what it would do in it. Start off with just actually cooking them and then draining them. Yeah, we'll have to cook and drain them today. Because these sausages will definitely, they're pork. So they're definitely going to have grease you're going to have to drain off. I don't drain it all off though. You'll see. Well, if you looked at my website already, you would have seen that. The recipe for what we're doing today. Which, I'm putting it up there early because as Happy Healthy Wife suggested. Why don't you put the recipe over there? And then you put the recipe up. That way, they can follow along and cook with you. Like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. So that's why you see in my posts, and you see in the live, I think there's there's a link in the live too, that takes you to the website with the recipe we're working on today. That butter's for later. Move it up. So we have the sausages here. We're going to cook them in a pot. Where is the right size pot? Later. Hold on a second while I get the right size pot. Not that hard to get. I know where it is. That was too big. Yeah, no, that's right. This is the one. Okay, you gotta kind of have a wide base so it'll fit all the sausages inside. So you're gonna need that. And you're gonna need 5 sausages. I usually do 5. We're gonna cook the sausages first for a bit. We're gonna brown them. That's gonna get some brown bits in the pot. They're gonna cut them up because I like them sliced. Now the original recipe didn't have them sliced, but I've always thought sliced is better. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the pot. A little water and a little bit of olive oil into the pot. Alright, so then we're going to put the sausages in, put them in, and we're just going to turn it on. And then we're going to cook it. The water in there is to boil it for a little bit. We're going to boil the water away. That's me over there on the back stove. You know, and I have a technology today that I can actually move it over there. Yeah, so I'm actually planning to move the camera over to the stove, the second camera, so you can actually see the stove working. But while that sausage is getting hot and ready, it's time to cut the onion. Usually, actually before the onion, it's time for the garlic. Let's get that ready. 1 clove left on the garlic. I buy big loads of garlic at once. That's quite a bit of garlic there. But it's not going to take much prep yet, because I'm going to do what I usually do. Now this is what I like about the live streams. I can cook like I cook. What I am showcasing on a video that I'm recording, I guess I could grate it directly into the pot. We could do that. But usually what I do is I just grate it first, have it on the plate so you can see it, so that you know what you're getting. But I like to grate it directly into the pot. And you'll see how I do that. I already use 3 cloves. Or, you can use garlic powder. Garlic powder works. I smash the cloves like that to make it easier to peel. Now there are lots of tricks to peel them, but that one I find is most worthy. You might be able to hear the water starting to boil over there. It's going to take a while. We're also going to turn the sausage to make sure it's brown on every side. Yeah, so like I was saying, I got that recipe from just a package of turkey sausage. And it was meant to be just turkey sausage that you would eat. And so, you could create a side of whatever noodles you wanted. And so I ended up turning into basically a spaghetti sauce. Now today we're going to try and make it into a more flavorful one that my daughter likes. My wife and I love the original. In fact, that was the first dish that I cooked for my future wife, girlfriend at the time, I think. And she loved it. Now, when I cooked it, though, I didn't have all the same ingredients. I didn't have the same sausage. I had used like a Hillshire Farm sausage. Like one of those Polsa kielbasas. Didn't have tomato sauce. They have tomato sauce? I might have used tomato paste instead of tomato sauce. Where I was, there wasn't any tomato sauce. What else did I have to change? Noodles, I found noodles. I had some hard spaghetti noodles. Okay, so look at the chat here. Oh, thank you, Chef Hit Dice. That's an interesting, new fan here. Glad you're welcome in to my channel of just cooking today. Sometimes I do reviews. So then I have a question. What do I enjoy the most about being a YouTuber? Well, it's not the editing. It's probably the recording of videos. Being able to share with, basically it started off as being able to share with my family, the videos, the recipes, so that like my son, my daughter, they could all cook. Look at the recipes that I cook. Even my wife, like if I'm not at home, I'm usually the one who does the cooking, but sometimes I'm coming late. And if she wants to cook a certain dish, she can just hop on the YouTube and watch the video. Oh yeah. And thanks, Chef Hit Dice, for the change. Very nice of you. So I'm going to try this out. You can see over here into the pot. Oh, look at that. Right place. So we're going to fillet the sausages. Now I just need a microphone over here. So we want to get them brown on all sides. Truthfully, that's not brown. What we're doing here is we're using water to kind of cook the sausage. The water is kind of boiling the sausage. And once the water is done, we're going to fry the sausage in the oil left over. So the garlic will sit there. Now we're going to get out the onion. Wow, really big onions. Okay. Now, as you might know, I am the Fullstar vegetable chopper guy. So I use the Fullstar vegetable chopper to chop onions, especially all the time. But today, this dicer, let me get you a close-up camera. This dicer is just too small. Yes, there's a medium dicer. Still too small. I like the chunks of onions to be big. Same with the bell peppers. Medium. Still too big. Too big. So we are just going to use a knife and chop it up manually. Now, if you don't like onion, you don't have to have onion. You can also do half an onion if you're so inclined. We're going to go full onion because onion's going to add flavor and sweetness to the sauce. So like I said, I'm modifying the sauce today that I've been making for, oh my gosh, let me see. After college was late 90s. So it's now 2023. Yeah, this recipe is like 25 years I have been making this recipe. For 25 years. I haven't changed it much, but I do change, as all good cooks, change with your tastes. Change for the people and what they like. We're going to chop up some onion while the sausage cooks back there. Maybe I will just show you the onion chopping. Second camera. Almost disaster. There it goes. Alright, so we don't need to chop them very small because I like big chunks. If I always chop them small, use the dicer. It's really nice. I've tried that before. My son hates onions. He likes them cooked okay. And if I make them really small, he can put up with them. So in this case, I've tried this using the small dicer. It's diced them really small. Son still doesn't like it. Now the son, when he has his onions, he's going to pick out the onions and the bell peppers. Let's see, how big? One more slice in that one. Right across, boom, boom. Sometimes you do thirds. This one will take thirds. And that's it. That's chopping the onion. Not going to be small today. Do this one in halves. Boom. And this one, half. They shrink when you cook them too. So even though they look big, they're not going to be so big. Ow, sorry. When we're done. That hurt me more than you maybe. Oh, cooking with Rick. Welcome. Wow. Lots of new people that I don't know here. Your son hates mushrooms? Mine too. My daughter, though, loves mushrooms. I haven't decided to put a mushroom in this sauce. Maybe she would like it. I don't know. She likes mushroom and more of the cream sauces. And that's actually what we did last night, a mushroom and a cream sauce. Today, though, it's definitely tomato-based sauce. I think it's wonderful. I love it. My wife loved it the first time she had it. Even though it wasn't quite the same, she loved it. She enjoyed it. With all the substitutions. Oh, that's right. They didn't have basil where I was, nor did they have oregano. So instead, I used fresh cilantro. Imagine that, fresh cilantro in an Italian recipe for a pasta sauce. It was good, I'll admit, I did like that spaghetti there too. I don't know if I use sugar or not. I might end up using a little sugar today to see if my daughter likes it better. But that's always a try, try new things. So I might add a little sugar today. See if the daughter will like it better. We'll find out later if she liked it or not. I'll put it on the post. Oh, thank you for dropping in. Cooking with Rick. All right. Let's bring you back over the second camera. we go. You can see a little bit of the browning going on there at the bottom. That's really what you want, that browning at the bottom. That's what you're going for. Kind of brown the sausage. You're going to flip them over, brown them more. Good. The thing of this dish, though, we just gotta let it cook for mostly. Trying to get it all brown, what happens? It gets brown. So in spaghetti, it's mostly just a little bit of work and a lot of waiting with this sausage. I'm gonna set this aside for a second. Oh no, no, different plate. So. Thinking how we're gonna finish this off. Onion aside. Garlic on top. No, the whole garlic is not going in. Yeah, part of the reason why we love this recipe, I don't know, but when I add wine to the sauce, it seems to really enhance the flavor. I know not everybody likes to cook with wine, but I certainly enjoy cooking with wine. Northern country, I'm on the West Coast. So we have to barbecue in the winter. It's my favorite part of being on the West Coast. Barbecuing in the winter. Although you may have heard we're experiencing more rain this year than usual, so I haven't been able to barbecue outside as much as I usually do in the winter. So we've been doing that. Lots of barbecuing. And see, you can definitely hear the sausage heating up back there. Let me get the next thing ready, the jar. The fat jar. So yeah, so we're gonna have to drain our pasta. We're gonna have to drain some of the extra oil from the sausage. You don't want all the oil. I once didn't drain it at all, and my gosh, that sauce in the end was very oily. You could just see the oil on top as it was slowly bubbling for the 25-30 minutes. That's what was going on. So, that's right. The other thing we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention. This is one of my posts. I asked people. Nice, Pennsylvania, cold country. I've been into Pennsylvania once for a wedding. I think it was long time ago, early 2000. The one thing I want to mention. The post. I did have a post up there. I get about 20 to 30 votes on my polls, which good amount. I'm hoping more is gonna come. More is gonna come, certainly. But what's good about it was, I asked you guys, gave you 4 choices about what you make the best, and you chose spaghetti over grilled cheese, cheeseburgers, frozen dinner, and other. Or I can't remember. I don't cook. That was the last one. So of those 4, most said spaghetti. Which is why I titled this video the way I did. Is yours better than mine? And, it probably could be. Probably is. This is the kind of browning we're looking for. Right there. That brown. so you guys said you're good at spaghetti. Huh, I thought that was cool. Like, oh, I'm cooking spaghetti on Sunday. And that was funny that you guys say that. So it's like, geez, yours is better than mine. You never know. The one thing I like about this one was the wine. This is the garlic helps, the onions flavorful. Tomato sauce, Kansas tomatoes. It's not really a very extra special, but you love the flavor. Oh, it's so good. See that. Another thing I like about this recipe is that you can see I'm just kicking back waiting for things to happen. And actually, once the sauce is sort of slowly cooked, again, I'll be waiting for things to happen. You got like a 20 minutes there, 30 minutes or so. As the sauce just slowly boils and the pasta starts to boil as well. So I'll have more time. What I do in those times is I'm going to start working on the garlic bread. And it's funny. I know people think zucchini noodles are healthy. Sure, they're probably better than pasta, I guess. But funny thing is, I actually kind of like zucchini noodles better than pasta. Don't get me wrong, pasta's great, pasta's good. But zucchini noodles got a crunch when you have it with this sauce. And technically, this sauce wasn't necessarily made as spaghetti sauce. It was like supposed to be a sausage where you'd have a side of spaghetti. So, it works out well. Check on them. Now if I have 3 cameras, I would have to transfer back and forth, but 3 cameras right now is a bit much. I guess I could buy another cheap camera. Alright, so we got our sausages. Nicely brown, lots of extra oil. See how my new knife fares right now. So that's good. Oh, Pennsylvania, let's see. 8 o'clock. You guys must have already had dinner from Pennsylvania. Cooking with Rick. When I first started YouTube, there was a whole slew. I actually started with trying to build subscribers. So what I did was I would search YouTube for, this is before I knew any better. I would search YouTube for channels with cooking in them. And I would find those that were new, because they probably wouldn't have as many subscribers. So I'm just going to cut the sausage, because we like ours cut up. Oh, this new knife works really well. I was wondering if it was going to cut through the sausage, and this is better than, this knife is actually, well, the Cutco knives that I have, they are 25 years old, so I can understand why they're a little dull, probably by now. They're still good knives, and they still work, and you can, and I sharpen them. They're still good, but this knife, I just got it as a Christmas gift. It's on my Christmas list. My brother bought it for me. Oh, it just effortlessly cuts through. It's like when I watch Guga, and I see he effortlessly cuts through his meat all the time. I'm like, dang, man. I gotta up my cutting game. I can't do that. But now that I see this knife, it does that to steaks. So it's like, it's like one slice. Now that I see this knife, though, well, hey, I guess if I had a sharp enough knife, I could do one slice too, right, Google? Anyway, so I was looking up different YouTubers. There was one person that, we're really pretty close for a while. Oh, I gotta get rid of this. And close, meaning we talked through YouTube. Anyway, so what happened though is all of a sudden he just deleted all his videos, and we like comment on each other's videos. We watch each other's stuff. It was one of the things where I learned that I could turn on that I'm a subscriber. You know how when you, I think it's default that it doesn't do that, but if I turn on like notifications saying that so and so subscribed to, they learn that I subscribe to them. And often I was subscribed to people with like few under 1,000 subscribers, and then when they see, because someone did that to me when I was just starting, I was like, oh look at that, he subscribed to me. I watch his videos. He are good videos. I enjoy his videos. Can't remember his name. He hasn't posted in a long time either. So I said, oh, he subscribed to me. I'll subscribe back. And that's kind of like just sub for sub type of beginning. All right. So yeah, let's put it over this way so you can see in the second camera. We are draining off most of the oil. Leave a little bit, a little layer of oil. Why? To cook the garlic. Okay. There we go. Little oil layer left. Wasn't as much oil as I expected. Beautiful. And that's going to work really well. I'm going to put this back in the freezer. Ooh, I almost dropped it. You can kind of see it's full of fat on the sides too. It's a little dangerous. Full of many different layers. So that is our fat jar for fats that you shouldn't put down the sink because they'll clog your sink. At least that's the way I grew up learning about it. All right, let's take the pot back to the heat. Bring my second camera over there. You know what? I know that burner on the right's better, but you'll be able to see this one better. We'll do it on this side. The other burn's a little hotter, but you'll see better if we get a closer one for this. Besides, I'm going to turn it down really low later, and that's the one you put it on low for. I'll have to use the other burner for the zucchini. Maybe I'll just switch things up. Yeah, so that's how I used to do it in the early days. We'd sit there and we'd chat back and forth through YouTube, see how things are going. You have to get recipes, and all of a sudden his channel just disappeared. I don't know where he went. And actually, most of those channels, I subscribed to in the beginning. Most of those channels just folded and went away. It's okay. I'm glad to see that Cooking with Rick has stopped by, as well as, let this pull up, right? Chef Hit Dice. Thank you, guys. So I use a fine cheese grater for the garlic. Oh, fell in. That happens sometimes. Ooh. I'm starting to smell that garlic, and it is smelling good. This will be one. So from trial and error, I just figured out the order I like. For the garlic and the wine. The one downside of this spaghetti sauce is that I'm using 3 utensils. Don't the tongs. Yeah, I need a microphone right over here is what I need. Second microphone. Oh, I guess you got a wireless lapel mic. I should go with those. There you go. Cheapest wine I can find. There we go. Cheap wine. Why am I using wine? We're going to deglaze the pan. Cheapest wine I can find. You know what? Since we're over there, let's just switch to webcam. Sweet, sweet. Alright, now to do the wine, you can see all the blackened stuff at the bottom comes into the sauce. That's the goal. Or it's not hot enough. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it goes. The blackened area, blackened from the crust into the sauce. This is also why stand into the pot 15 minutes to clean it. All this wine. Deglazing the pan. I think it needs some more. Yeah, so when I cook with wine, I use the cheap stuff. I mean, honestly, are you really going to taste the difference? So I don't think you're going to taste the difference between the cheap wine and the expensive wine when you're just cooking most of the alcohol away. You're left with whatever's flavor's left. And with all the other flavors, you're not going to notice. Especially the main use of this wine here is just to get all that stuff off the bottom. Now, like I said, trial and error. It happens with all of my cooking videos. All of my recipes, trial and error. So one thing about this was, I use the wine to deglaze the pan because that adds great flavor, and I love that part of it. And then, the recipe itself says add in the onions and the bell peppers. Naturally, I've done that. But when I do it that way, when I've done it that way, the wine flavor gets into the onions and bell peppers, and that kind of ruins the sauce. So I put the meat back in next. Boom, boom, boom. What's that I'm doing? You can't see it, but I am cleaning off the board I need to. Oh, eventually. Yeah, for the... No, not... Yeah, the zucchini. Yeah, for zucchini. Okay, so I learned that you want to put the meat in first. In fact, we're going to do something different today. Because my daughter prefers meatballs to sausage. Don't get me wrong, she likes this sausage. What she often does is she'll eat the spaghetti with cheese. or noodles or pasta or shells with the cheese. Kind of like I might make an Alfredo for her instead. A little too much work, honestly, to do both. But then she would take the sausage. But she said she likes meatballs better. So I'm gonna add the meatballs in today. How many meatballs are there? They're pretty big. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 makes 3 per person. Yeah, I don't want to put in 6, 15. Gonna add some frozen meatballs today. Yeah, so I learned to let the wine soak into the sausage and then put in your onions. I'm gonna cook onions for about 7 minutes. We're gonna let those cook for about 7 minutes. And while we're letting the onions cook, what's next? I just take out the cans. You don't have to see it. That sound you hear? Sound of me opening a new box of diced tomatoes. Costco. Thank you, Costco. There we go. I prefer 2 cans of tomato sauce to 1 can of diced tomatoes. Tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. I'm going to cut you off for a minute. You see my spice rack? A little bit. Love the spices sitting over here. Very, very good use of spices. Basil. And basil. You know what? I don't usually, but we're going to add some sugar. Trying to modify the sauce. Trying to modify the sauce, but my daughter likes it. There you go. Put it on apart. So now we're actually like cooking part. We're gonna add some basil. We're gonna cook the basil in this. I'm gonna add some pepper. I guess we'll add some sugar. So what's missing from the original? There were 4 things. There was basil. There was pepper. Black pepper. There was oregano, which we don't like so much, so I don't need oregano. And then there was salt, I think. But salt, we do not need salt. No, not in this recipe. It's salty enough as it is when you're done. Like I was saying, we've been doing this recipe for 25 years. And one thing I learned about it, and that's kind of what happens for the recipes we put on the channel. Most of the recipes, okay, all of the recipes, are recipes that have been working for a long time. I've been doing them for a long time. It's not the first time. I don't ever take a recipe and, oh, look at this recipe for hollandaise sauce. Let me just whip it out and put it on the site. No, never, not a single time I've ever done that. All the recipes you see in my channel, 100% these recipes have been tested and done over and over and over again. Certainly not one or two or even three times usually. It takes a little bit of time to understand what makes the recipe good, what changes we make for our family, what is good about it. You know, but some of the recipes we do are new, like the cashew chicken was actually a fairly new one. And that was probably made 4 or 5 times before I recorded the video on it because it was so good the first time. And then this time it was 2, 3, 4, and 5, pretty much all the same wonderful recipe. So that one we went for, we're using it all the time now. But this recipe has gone through a few changes. Like one time, I didn't have any oil, so I just did the wine, deglaze. Then added the garlic to the wine. Didn't really do much. No, that wasn't a good way to do it. So I realized that I need some oil and do the garlic first, because the garlic didn't brown when I did it that way. I just kind of boiled the garlic. So brown the garlic first, and then deglaze the pan. Then add the meat back in and soak up the wine flavors and garlic flavors, because you don't want that flavor in the onion. So then after you toss in the onion and bell pepper, if you're going to put in bell pepper. Personally, I like the bell pepper. Children aren't fond of bell pepper. Daughter likes the onion though. And then so then I learned it that way. So you cook the onion, and pretty soon we're about to add in the spices. Okay, so now the onions are looking fairly well sauteed. It's time to add the spices. Pepper, pepper, pepper. Add some pepper, fresh ground pepper. There we go. Oh, just like that. I'll have to add more peppercorns to it. Basil. A little more. Stir that up. Now we're adding tomatoes and tomato sauce. This is where I like to say the cooking stops. Tomatoes. Alright, so now we're going to stir that up and let it simmer. Well, boil it first. You're going to see the tomato sauce part turns a little blackish, I would say. dark reddish side because of the wine cooking. Oh, the flavor. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I forgot. I still gonna add sugar today. Alright, let's go for, how about a tablespoon of sugar? Doesn't sound like much. Half a tablespoon. So now we're going to let that boil, turn down to a simmer. In the meantime, what we do, well, let me bring you back in for a second. Let's just go to this one. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to start the water for boiling pasta. So now this is the timing system that's worked so well for me using this recipe. Oh, you don't need that open. Is that once I get to this point in the sauce, it's supposed to let simmer for about 20, 25, 30 minutes. And honestly, the longer it simmers, the better it tastes. So at this point, what I like to do is start the water for the pasta. Now, a long time ago, I bought one of these. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. Where it's, you put the pasta, you fill it up with water, you pull this out, automatically strains your pasta here, and dumps it out. Works well. Really big. Works well. Instead, I'm going to use this one. It's a good pot, and I have a secret for straining it. Plus, you don't need to put in the whole ocean into the pot because it's much smaller. That one, it takes a lot of water to boil your pasta. But this is my secret. There it is. Once it's done, I just snap on the snap and strain strainer, pour it out, instant pasta without doing anything else. If you need to add pasta water to your to another sauce you're doing, pour a little in. There you go. Dump the rest out. Instant pasta. Strainer without having to use an extra pot. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the water boiling and then put in the pasta. See that? Alright, see the sauce is boiling. I give it one more stir. Another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a taste. of sugar did take away that sourness. Let me add a little more sugar. Sugar's for my daughter's taste. Second taste. See how it tastes now. Oh, wow. Wow, that sugar actually does a number. Yeah, you can feel the wine flavoring. Tomato flavoring's there. The basil's there. You can feel all the flavoring. Yeah. Yeah, and the oil from the sauce. Ooh, that is a very wonderful flavored sauce. Hopefully it'll be one that my daughter approves of. We'll see though. We'll see. Alright, let's do the double. So what we got going on back there is I have now got the pasta water going. When that pasta water starts to boil, it's time to put in the spaghetti. By the time the spaghetti is done, it usually takes about 20 minutes to boil. Maybe it's not going to take as long as 20 minutes. That's okay. We're doing other things over here. Oh, thank you, Miguel. I hope, yeah, I find it tasted good. It looked good, tasted good. So, once the water's boiling, put in the pasta. When the pasta's done, the pasta sauce is done. And so now I've got usually about 20-25 minutes. So what am I going to do? Well, something else we like. Wonderful. Garlic bread. So I've got a good garlic bread recipe. Alright, technically, I do not really need this on the bottom. I don't need it on the bottom. But I'm going to anyway. Why? Because it's better that way. Oh, I have 2 trays. Don't need 2 trays either. Instead of having to bake at 350. Well, let me get the bread. Wouldn't work if I didn't have bread. Hold on, let's get the bread. So we have the pasta sauce. You can see a little bit of the oil starting to gather on the surface. And that's why I drained a lot of it out. Because if I didn't drain it out, there'd be a lot of oil on that surface right now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. Definitely manageable. Now we want to get bread. A nice French loaf. For garlic bread. Now, if you watch, I also have this video titled "The Bread That Daddy Won't Burn." It's funny. But that's not this bread. This bread I don't burn at all, ever, because this is a slow roaster. But it's titled that because it's a bread that I put in the broiler. And if you don't look at it after 1 minute, it's like, it takes between a minute to 2 minutes. And if you're not watching, you get busy doing something else, it burns. Burns terribly. And it's not very good once it's burnt. So this will not burn. This garlic bread recipe does not burn. It's really good. Another recipe I got from somewhere else. But again, we modify it to our own taste. I tried it on, I did one with fresh garlic, grated up. I did one with garlic powder. The kids, they like the fresh. They like the garlic powder better. So, okay, all right. Don't have to grate fresh garlic if the garlic powder tastes better to you guys. So we're not going to use garlic. Fresh garlic. We're going to cut right through the loaf. And one thing I learned when I worked at my restaurant, not my restaurant, when I worked at the restaurant when I was a teenager, fresh out of my freshman year of college, is that you got to cover the bread end to end if you don't want it to burn with fat. Now their fat was like this garlic cheese spread they used. But for us, it's this softened butter that's been sitting out all day. Yeah, it feels nice and soft. But yeah, I do this a little differently than I usually do. A little differently. Usually what I do is I mix the garlic with the butter, the garlic powder with the butter. Today, I'm thinking I'm just gonna spread on the garlic butter, pour on the garlic powder, pour on the Parmesan cheese, boom, and it's ready for the oven, which I preheated. I'm preheating now to 350. All right, so you've seen that enough over there. So let's see. Occasionally. Whoa. Ooh. Not sure what just happened there. The flames are coming out more yellow than usual. A little concerned. The middle burner is probably what did it. It wasn't burning as hotly as it usually does. Seems to be working okay. Little concern there. Alright. Let's bring it back. So occasionally, stir the pasta sauce. Occasionally. Like I said, we can get the water boiling. So it's going to take a little more time for me to do this because I'm talking while we're doing this. So it's take a little more time to get this all done than it usually would. But if I wasn't talking and cooking at the same time, I'll tell you honestly, when that water's boiling, the pasta sauce, I'm sorry, when the noodles are finished cooking, the pasta sauce is ready. There was one time when we couldn't eat it right away for some reason. I don't remember what happened, some emergency or something happened. We couldn't eat right away. And so I kept the pasta sauce on a slow simmer for a long, long, long time, like over an hour, hour and a half maybe. And it was good. It was still good. Is this soft enough? And this has been out all day. I'm wondering if I'm going to melt it a little. Oh, okay, it'll be good. Maybe. There's a trick I use to melt the butter. Get a little meltier than what we see here. But employ that trick. Oven's heating up. Time to soften butter. Hold on. So I can take it back out. So now you don't want to, I did that once. I was trying to soften the butter. I was like, I was cooking, doing other things, and I looked and I'm like, wait a minute. Where's the butter? I know I had butter out to soften. I was trying to make a butter sauce, butter garlic sauce. There's a train going by. Maybe you can hear it. And so I'm like, where'd the butter go? I know I took it out. Did somebody put it back in the refrigerator? I had to put it in the oven to soften better. I think that should be enough. Let's try. And boy, it was soft. 100% melted. Yep. Soft. Anyway, so the one thing you gotta do is make sure the fat gets all the way to the edge. Because if the fat's not at the edge is gonna burn. So make sure you do not burn your bread on the edges. So fat all over the edge. Now ours was a garlic cheese spread that we put on at the restaurant we had, but that was what I was taught by the owner. Said make sure to put all over the edge. Make sure it's all the way to the edge. If it doesn't go to the edge is going to burn. Okay, so this one's soft. Now sometimes I've done this butter, melted 100%, and added garlic to it, and put that on the bread. Still the way I've done it. But, it's better, I have found, not to do 100% melted. Now, I could have put it in the microwave to soften it up as well. That's another thing you can do. And I often do that too. Butter in the microwave to soften it for a little bit. Microwaves often have a soften setting, so you can do that. Anyway, actually, I am using my technique that I use on slices of bread. Is you can just take a loaf of sliced bread from your grocery store, and you can then put on the butter, like I'm doing now, and basically do exactly what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to add the garlic powder, pour that on, and then we're going to add the piece de resistance, the Parmesan. Yep. It's not good garlic bread without the saltiness of the Parmesan. Alright, so that's good and buttered. Sorry, just getting the thing ready for the next step. So now you put this on a nice layer. Don't be shy. Don't be shy with your garlic powder. You're going to see a nice layer going on here. I want that butter to look yellow. And if you don't like the flavor of garlic, certainly do less. But we love garlic flavor. So that wasn't very even distributed. That's okay. Because come back with spatula. Do it again. Ooh. Yeah. Nicely garlicky. One little less than the other. That's okay. And also, do not skimp on the Parmesan. No. Do not skimp on this Parmesan. No. That dinging in the oven is now at 350. It takes 10 minutes for this bread to cook in the oven. So as soon as I put the pasta in, the bread goes in. Oh yeah, and use your hand this time. This is easier your hand. You're not going to get the butter on your hand because it's going to be nice and covered. Now one thing I will say about this topping, very often after I've done it, when we go to slicing it, it tends to fall off a bit. The garlic powder won't fall off. It's the Parmesan cheese part that falls off after it's been nice and crusted and toasted. By the way, the Parmesan cheese also helps the bread from getting too brown because the Parmesan cheese takes longer. Oh, done with that Parmesan. Good thing I have another one. All right, now we're going to do the trick. Here comes the trick to make it look pretty. This is not for flavor. You will really not notice any difference in what I'm about to do flavor-wise when you're tasting your garlic bread. But you may notice that restaurant you're at will do something a little different to their garlic bread. Here's the trick. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be charging. There it is. But really? Really? Oh, wasn't this battery on? Wasn't the battery. Okay. Huh. Let's see. So maybe it's just the camera was getting too hot before. Interesting. Alright, so reset the camera. Anyway. So yeah, so if you want to avoid having the bread fall out of garlicky, the Parmigiani falling off. Here's another tip. Just use sliced bread. Tastes really good too. But my daughter and son both prefer this bread. 100% prefer this bread. This is the bread they want. So this is the bread we use. Okay. Alright, set that aside for now. We're gonna need this later. Alright, that's looking more blue, that's good, that's good. So you may have noticed or you may not, but I moved the sauce to the back burner because zucchini noodles are gonna be an earlier burner. Oh, let's see if it's boiling yet. I'm not boiling even better than that, so we're gonna wait. And the next task. The next task. Set this aside. Ready for the oven. The zucchini noodles. Zucchini. Oh no. We want grated garlic. That's usually what I use for these. There we go. Alright, the water's getting to boil, like I said. Usually it's timed perfectly. But since we're here chatting, we're here cooking a little slower than usual. Means that we're going to take longer to get everything ready. We got this one uses fresh garlic, so we need fresh garlic again. Yeah, so sauce doesn't look any different. The water is boiling a bit. Everything's looking fine back there. Now you might wonder about a lapel mic. I have a lapel mic. I do have one. One that I could stick right here and talk to you as I walk around. I used to use that for my first recordings. That's the kind of mic I would use to improve my sound quality. It's not a very good lapel mic though. It got really frustrating because sometimes the lapel mic would just have a hum. You just hear this hum in the background. And it just got annoying. So then I switched to what, you can't see it, it's right here. I have an overhead mic, which is great for recording when I'm doing my recordings. I also have a boom that I can use to get the thing in the shot and move it around, more convenient. But it doesn't work very much live. I have to go back and forth. Ideally, the stoves would be right here, where I could cook as well. So I would chop and cook. So if I had a stove right here, dream kitchen, that's what we're looking for, right? Looking for Mr. Adams' dream kitchen. As soon as I get enough. Sorry. I was looking at the feed and there was like that camera scared me. Because I was seeing my hand in this camera and it totally freaked me out for a second there. I was like, ooh, somebody else is in here? What the? Where? No, it's just my second camera. Anyway, so so a lapel mic would be great, and right, dream kitchen, stove over here, video in front. That's what I'm looking for. Now, as soon as we get to that Google level, we don't have to get to Google level or Josh Weissman level. Those are really, really real high levels. Once we get to a much higher level, maybe hot Thai kitchen level. I think I could do that. All right, so garlic is ready. Oh, that is right. We do need to use one device here to make a zucchini noodles. Now, if you have a knife, you could probably julienne them if you want. You know, julienne your zucchini noodles. That would work. But for me, I have the Spiral Life Spiralizer. That's missing a piece. Hold on. Let me get the piece that's missing. Ha! There it is. And we're going to put it into the same serving dish. Maybe too big. That's too big. That's too big. That's too... Perfect size. So we got the Parmesan. We got the garlic. I need the salt. Salt and pepper flakes. Boom, boom. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Washed them off. So how does the spiralizer work? Well, it works really well, actually. We need to cut off this end. Boom. And then, you can see, we're just going to stick this in. The not cut off side. And so make sure you get the julienne side. There we go. Okay, let me move these out of the way. Rearrange a little bit. There we go. Okay. I like to do 5 and pull out. 5 twists, pull out. 5 twists and pull out. 5 twists and pull out. That way they're not too long. I don't know if you can hear it out there. But you know, Southern California, we've been having rain. And Saturday we looked at the forecast and said, oh, we're going to have rain on Monday and Tuesday. I'm like, okay, rain Monday, Tuesday, that's cool. Again, you know, we've had lots of rain. Places have a lot more water than they used to. And, but it's Sunday. And then, like, this morning, my wife woke up and said, oh, it's going to rain tonight. Like, oh, forecast changed again. All right, so now as we're getting too low, hard for me to grab it. I can do one more set. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. As we're getting too low, that's what this is for. See, that's why we cut off the end. So we can actually use this to grab it. Let me show that to you. And I did have a video on this as well. I'm going to push it right in. Boom. Now we're going to twist. 3, 4, 5. Pull out. Now, really, you could twist forever, and you can make these noodles very long. Or another thing you do, because now pulling out is going to be too hard, I can just pull them off. Because now that we're in this stage, pulling it out disrupts the device that allows me to twist it. So I'm going to take them and pull them off. It's easier to pull out, but it works better to pull. Pull them off. There we go. Now you might be thinking, hey Barry, I'm looking at your zucchini noodles and you know that plate looks pretty darn full. By the way, what you can do with this is chop up and put it in. And I would say, or you could throw it. I would say, Yeah, you might think so. But I know something you don't. When we cook them, they're going to shrink. Just like almost every vegetable you cook. Garlic, onion, especially mushrooms. Those shrink. Peppers, they shrink. Any vegetable I cook shrinks. Keep that in mind. So we want to spiral in this part, so that this part's the flat part that we use the thing in the end. Keep spiraling. It doesn't cost much. So if you want to have zucchini noodles, and again, I like the zucchini noodles. This is an addition about a couple years ago that we used. Why? Be healthier. And I found that zucchini noodles had a nice crunch. A very nice crunch. A good flavor and a good crunch. I like the crunch. Whereas pasta's all soft. And some people love al dente pasta, or pasta that's a little bit hard. I hate it. We're going to have pasta 100% soft. 100% soft. Cannot stress that. Alright, we're getting close. You might wonder why I don't just put the bread in now, because the bread doesn't go in when the noodles go in. Because the noodles are going to take the same time as the bread. And this would all been ready. Alright, now it's time for the puncture. And then spin that. And now, pull them off. I don't pull it out. I pull them off. And a big plate of zucchini noodles. Just you wait and see. After we cook them, it won't be the same. There we go. Spiralize. Spiralizer. Cheap. It works really well. But the key about zucchini noodles, don't cook them too long. They'll turn to mush. Once you start seeing the juices come out, and I'll show you what happens. The moment that happens, flame off. Add the Parmesan cheese for flavor. Or not. You don't have to add Parmesan cheese. That's ready to go. What else do you need? So I need this. I need butter. Ah, yes. That actually does a good thing for the flavors to add butter. So I just have to have 2 tablespoons right there. That's my 2 tablespoons of butter. Might use more, might use less. The recipe called for 3. I don't use 2. Called for 3 plus these. And you can see the recipe on my website, happyhealthywife.net. For everything we're cooking here today, all the recipes are there. You may have noticed I modified my spaghetti sauce, added sugar. And I think, it's enough sugar that it took away the bitterness that you get from tomatoes. Tomatoes. Even if you get that extra special. Personally, even after you get the extra expensive tomatoes, San Marzinos, or wherever those are, in the cans, I've tried those. Still bitter. I don't think they're sweet at all. So, I added some sugar, take away the bitterness. I think it really improved the flavor of the pasta sauce. I hope my daughter agrees. I know probably you're all hoping to see my daughter taste the pasta and see what she says. If you're lucky, she'll come down. Alright, let me see. Other things we want to talk about. We did that. Oh, that's right. That was another thing I want to talk about. So yeah, actually, we are 100% ready now. I mean, the water's boiling. But this is going to take some time to work on. So before we get to that, before we get to the finishing touches, I just wanted to mention one more interesting thing. That I gave a post out there, and it was actually 100% tainted. I knew, not tainted, but all the dishes were listed there. All the dishes listed there were dishes that I've been working on to not perfect, but to make them oh so tasty and wonderful. And all the dishes. Let's see. I asked you which of the following dishes would you like to be able to make perfectly? Perfectly. So I didn't do like easy dishes like steak. Honestly, actually, I will tell you the easiest thing in the world to cook and make it taste good is filet mignon. You want to have a good filet mignon, there's pretty much nothing to it. I could teach you in 5 minutes how to make the perfect filet mignon. And it depends on whether, though, you want it medium rare, like most people believe is the best, or all the high level chefs. Oh, you must have your beef medium rare. Yeah, some people like it burnt. I'm not gonna complain if they want to have a well done steak. I'll cook it for you. You want well done? Sure. I don't like it well done. I prefer it not well done. I grew up on well done steaks. Put ketchup on them just to make them worthy of eating. But I'm not complaining if you prefer yours well done. My son loves them well done instead. He says the steak is better the second time because when you heat it in the microwave the next day, it gets well done. Yeah, well done. But I can teach you in like 5 minutes how to cook a filet mignon. It doesn't take long at all to learn. If you have a grilled charcoal, set on high. It's about a nice thick one. Nice thick one, yay thick. You want nice and medium rare? 2 minutes aside. I'm sorry, 4 minutes aside. You flip, flip, flip. Get the perfect burn marks. Seasoning wise, you can put as much salt and pepper on that thing as you want because it's so thick that it's gonna taste fine. Just salt and pepper. If you want to add olive oil, sure, but you don't need to add olive oil. If you want to add oil, sure, don't need it. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Cook it for 8 minutes for medium rare. If you want it well done, here's my hint. Cut the baby in half and do 8 minutes. It'll be well done. It works. It works perfectly for our family. I take like the big, thick filet mignons that we get from Costco. For my daughter and myself, I just lay that baby on the grill. Uh-oh, camera's hot again. And then flip. And I just flip it. Whoop. 8 total minutes cook time. What else is there about that? And it's just seasoning. And for my son and wife, who like it well done, cut that thick thing in half. So you got about, inch and a half thick. Dang it. All right. I know again. I'm gonna turn you off. What if I get the battery out? What if that works? That's a really interesting plan. Hold on, folks. What's wrong? My camera, I think it says it's too hot. So we're gonna try something. No, we'll try that battery. Never mind. I'm gonna enter the cold battery. Give me a cold battery. There we go. Cold battery. Sorry about that, folks. My awesome camera, and it is a really nice camera. It's actually improving the quality of the video. And the camera, I don't mean the content, I just mean the look. And it's so much better. Plus, anyway, there's lots of good stuff that I've changed. So what we're looking at, though, is the battery gets too hot. Camera says, I'm too hot, I gotta turn off. So I'm sorry about that. We have to change once in a while. But it's a nice camera. So anyway, that's how you do a filet mignon. Oh, why did I go on that tangent? That was a big tangent. I can teach you how to do a filet mignon. So that would not be on my list of things that you can do perfectly. So there was Chicago pizza, Chicago style deep dish pizza, There was, oh, I can't remember the others because they didn't win. That's why I don't remember the others. They didn't win, and they were. Let's see. I should be able to know the others because all of them are dishes that I'm working on to put into a video. So I'll tell you, Chicago pizza, I'm good. I know how to do one. I can do one. Chicago style deep dish. I can do one. Show you how to do one. Make it taste really good. Okay, it's not quite as good as what you get in Chicago, I'll admit. But it is so close that I don't have to travel there to Chicago just for the deep dish pizza. So I will show you how to make an at your home Chicago deep dish pizza. It's time consuming, yes. Difficult? Not really. First time I did it from that recipe, wonderful. But again, I don't just do a recipe I find online, make a video on it, and submit. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh. What do? I take a dish, find a dish you want to try, do it once, do it twice, do it 3 times, do it 4 times. I think I've made the Chicago deep dish pizza 4 or 5 times now. A few little minor modifications here and there. But now we're at the point where it's, it just tastes so good that we can film a video on that. So that one is coming. And that, again, partly based on your comments. And I was going to do it anyway, but based on your poll, that was the one of the 4 dishes that you said you wanted to be able to make perfectly was Chicago deep dish pizza. There were others like, oh no, I think another one was steak sandwich. Yeah, that's on the list too. That's another one that I've got on the way. We really love our current really nice steak sandwich. Anyway, so all right, now that we got that way, let's get back to cooking. Oh, 6:15. Oh, I didn't realize it was so late. All right, so let's turn up the pasta water. Okay, so let me bring you with you. Let me bring you with you. Let me bring you with me. Let's see what we got. Oh, back up. That's right. Need to be backed up because we gotta do the dish. Right there. You might want to see the pasta. Let's do the sauce. You can see how it's going. A little. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now you can see everything. You see pasta. Pasta. Good. Okay. Good. That sauce. Yeah, the sauce is done. I mean, technically. We could have been finished by now. But, you know, I want to have a nice little chat about some of the things going on coming up. So now let's finish the pasta. That's going to take, let's see, what does the pasta say on it? Oh, I forgot to do one thing with the pasta water. They say 10 to 14 minutes. All right, we're doing 15. I'm just kidding. We'll do 12. I forgot to do one thing with the pasta water, though. In the immortal... Oh, scares me. In the immortal words of Frank from Epicurious, I make it salty like the ocean. There we go. There we go. Add some rock salt. Why do I add rock salt, you wonder? Not just table salt or something else? Because I have a lot of leftover rock salt. I bought it because I heard online a tip where you could take your brushes that you use to put stuff on, like your brushes you're going to use to layer something in butter. Nice little brush for butter, pastry brushes. It said stick it in rock salt. Keep it dry. Didn't work. You had to put a cup of rock salt, stick the brush in, that'll clean it up, keep it dry. Didn't work. like the ocean. And I'm going to do something that many people will complain about. Many people. But, you know, your own kitchen, your own rules, man. Your own kitchen, your own rules. Don't get uptight about stuff other people do, but if you can watch what I'm going to do, here is my spaghetti noodle. Here it is. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to switch you over, wasn't I? I'll switch you over. Beautiful. There we go. My spaghetti noodles. Boom. We're going to break them in half. That's right. Break them in half. Yes. Alright, so I'm not going to set the timer. So I'm going to set a timer for the garlic bread. Let's go, garlic bread. Let's go. So we put the garlic bread in, 350. We set the timer for 10 minutes. If it's not brown enough, just let it go a little longer. If you want to, yeah, it's the thick bread, so just let it cook slowly. It'll be better that way. I mean, you could broil it in the end if you wanted to. So what we got next, we got the pasta. Got to make sure, now it's been in there for about a minute. You got to stir it up so it doesn't stick. We'll do that a little later as well. And let's go ahead and create zucchini noodles. They are a wonderful treat. So put the pan on, nice and hot. Can you grab that so you can see it better? There we go. That's what needed. There you go. Oh, now you can see almost. You can see everything going on here. Good. If only I had a lapel mic. A lapel mic that works well. That's the problem. I have a lapel mic, just don't work well. Alright, gonna melt your butter. Little tip, because it takes a little while for the garlic to be grated inside directly. And then get good. Whoops! I can't tell you how many times it's happened actually. Gonna grate it early. Look at that. A little garlic. It'll cook when it gets hot. Too cloves. If you like garlic flavor better, you can do more garlic. Or even garlic powder. Oh, that smell. Oh, glorious smell, glorious aroma of garlic and butter. Ooh. And I think this is a really good butter too. This butter is phenomenal. You can wait and buy. It's on high, trust me. Now let's go. By the way, this was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gift that I pencils? Oh, they're wonderful. Wonderful gifts. You know who you already gave it to me. Alright, make sure your pasta's not sticking. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, wait for that garlic to get a little brown. Wait for the garlic to get a little brown. That'll be better. Let's put the basil away. I forgot to do the trick. I was talking all about the trick on the garlic bread and I forgot. Just sprinkle on some basil or parsley. Won't change the flavor whatsoever. It'll just look nicer. In fact, can't show you me doing it. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. We can do this. Alright, see, it's starting to toast. Now, truthfully, you should have done this if you put it in there, but a little sprinkle of basil. Makes it look fancy. Doesn't add any flavor. Yeah, as long as the garlic's butter's getting brown. Alright, we'll just turn that down. Look at that. It's all blue now, no more yellow. Ready to go back in. Looks like 5 more. Put it 5 minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes for the bread. Bring it out. It'll look lovely. The trick. Alright. Garlic nice and brown. Butter's got nice and brown. Not black. Then you're going to watch it. Because these zucchini will take about 5 minutes to cook. You know what? Yeah, I know. You're not even on right now. It's cutting it out entirely. Thank you. That brown garlic, that garlic's so brown. Back to my salad. Adds a nice flavor. What's next? Salt. I have salt grinder. Pepper. Not too much of the pepper. Yellow pepper. Only a few peppercorns left. Stir it up. Basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the coldness out of the zucchini. That's all it really is doing. Get rid of that coldness. There's the pasta. Probably not done yet. How do you know when it's done? Taste it. There is no other way. I'll show you that when it gets there. 2 minutes for the bread. 2 minutes to check on the bread. Alright, see that liquid forming on the edge? See all that liquid there? You're cooking them too much. Well, not yet. You're about to cook them too much, so now it's time to turn off the heat and add in some fresh Parmigiano so that it melts. And you wonder how much salt, how much pepper it takes. Parmigiano, 1/4 cup. If you want to really know about salt, if you want to measure it out, 1/2 tablespoon. Want to measure out the pepper? No, sorry, salt, not 1/2 tablespoon. That's too much. Salt, 1/2 teaspoon. Pepper, 1/4 teaspoon. Or you can do a teaspoon of salt if you love salt. See all that liquid on the edge? Almost too late. Once it starts getting liquidy, you take it out. Because you want it crunchy, not mushy. Crunchy, not mushy. How much pepper? To your taste. It's like 1/4 teaspoon of that pepper. We'll switch over there to plate it up. Yeah, I can plate it up right here. Over here. Oh. That timer means check on the bread. Let's check on it. Alright, take a look at the garlic bread. Ooh. This one, right here, looks very well, perfectly toasted. This one, right here, really good. Light's reflecting off of the back, right? So, there you go. This one's toasted really well. This one, pretty good too. They are done. Where'd they go? That was 10 minutes. Move them over. There's them here. That'll cool there. Alright, that means it's time for me to test the pasta. Like I said, what you do, test it. You got a strand. Remember, the water was salty like the ocean, so you should be tasting some salty pasta. Okay, good. 2 strands this time. 2 strands. Take a strand. Oh. Taste it. Oh, nice. Yes, that is good. That's at a good place. Are you worried that your pasta's going to stick together when you take it out? Don't. I'll show you what to do. But first, let me show you how awesome the snap and strain strainer is. Let's see that. Watch. Alright, here we go. Over the sink. Over the sink we go. Boom. drain the pasta. I took it out already. Oh, there it is. Here's the snap and strain. I did show you how to do it earlier. We're doing something dangerous here. Put it right. Oh, there. That's solid. So you can take it, bend it to shape to fill the pot. Snap it on. There you go. You want pasta water. I got the other one too. You want pasta water in your sauce. There you go. You want to drain your spaghetti all the way. There you go. Beautiful. Now, have you ever had your pasta in a pot? And you drain the water into sticks like crazy? Add some oil. Add some butter. Add some grease. Any kind of fat will do. Our favorite little olive. Just a little. That's enough. There you go. Stir it up. The pasta will not stick together anymore. I'll show you later when I plate. I'll string out the pasta and it won't stick. Very important. Very important if you're cooking pasta. But you're not eating it right away. Like, see, we're not eating this right away. Very important that you add a little grease of your liking. To your liking. Okay, that will take you back. Oops, too far. There we go. Boom. Alright, now it's gonna let me take it back. Besides, give my main camera a chance to rest so it can cool down and record again. Alright, let's plate up the wonderful zucchini noodles. Oh, actually, shall I cut the bread? I'll show you what I mean about the cutting the bread. But here we go. Oh, remember how tall the zucchini noodles were? Remember how tall it was on the plate before I cooked them? Look at that shrinkage. Look at how much that shrunk. That's what I mean. Vegetables, when you cook them, they shrink. There you go. Zucchini noodles. Oh. Oh, you see I didn't taste them? Alright, I'll taste them. Fine. You want me to taste them? Tell you what I think. Alright, let's take out a fork. The fork I'm going to use today. Grab some zucchini noodles. I don't know if you hear the crunch, crunch, crunch. I can feel the crunch. That's why it's good with the sausage and meatballs, because there's that crunch. That crunch. You can just eat zucchini noodles plain. You don't need the pasta. You don't need the sauce to go with them, but nice crunchy texture. A little salty. The butter, garlic. Oh, the garlicky butter. Nice flavor. Nice flavor. This. Oh, that little kick of spice in the end from those peppers. This you could eat by itself if you want to have zucchini noodles. Oh, they're good. Trust me, they are good. They are good. Oh, they should be. Two tablespoons of butter. Come on. 2 tablespoons of butter. It should be good. All right, let's get the bread out here. good that bread looks. Let's use the main camera because it looks better. Just look at that bread. I've seen so many videos of people showing their food like this and falling on the ground. So, I learned not to do that. So there you go. Isn't that bread nice? Nicely toasted. Alright, let's slice it. Now, I know I praise this knife a lot, but I think I want a serrated edge to cut this. But just for laughs and giggles, let's see. Will it cut this bread better than serrated? Oh, it's just one. No. I say not. Alright, let's compare. That's what we're all about here. Comparing. Serrated edge. Cutco. Old. 25 years old. Used constantly. Which slice looks better? This one or this one? Which slice cut better? This one or this one? Obviously. Serrated. Yeah, don't try the flat stuff on the garlic bread. There's a reason why they made serrated edges. Oh, by the way, usually we actually do a double slice, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of Parmigiani. Oh, it's stuck. It's pretty good today. Sometimes it doesn't stick very well, and when I cut it, it comes off. But today it's good. Stays on better today than usual, which is good. Here we go. Ooh, wonderful. Marvelous. There we go. And you know what? I feel like it's a little too much. Now, I'll tell you, 4 of us, but my son, my daughter, myself, and my wife, we'll finish the whole loaf. It's just that good. It's that good. We'll finish the whole loaf in one dinner. Both. The whole thing. It'll be done. We can, it's just that good. But I like to cut it down the middle, too. Whoop. There we go. But you know what my goal is now, right? To show you, oh, that was better. To show you the plating experience, right? All of my dishes. I don't do any of those food tricks. Just like Guga. I don't do any food tricks. He doesn't do food tricks. I don't do food tricks. Do you know some of the food tricks? Have you heard of them? Have you seen them online? Using motor oil for syrup on pancakes. Come on. Burning grill marks into raw meat and painting it the color of cooked meat. No, none of that in my channel. None of that. I don't do any of that. I take the food that you're gonna eat and I make it look nice. That's how we roll. None of that pretend stuff. Alright, so you can see some of the Parmigiano is falling off of these ones. But trust me, it's still going to be wonderful. Alright, let's see now. Yeah, I think it was, I turned it this way and it worked better. Or was it this way? Let's do it this side. By the way, one of the demonstrations when I did Cutco knives, by the way, you'll see them in Costco now, the Cutco knives. But back when I was selling them, the only way to get these was to have a salesman come to your door and demonstrate them for you, because they believed there was a demonstration and talking about why to buy the knives, because they're going to last you. What do you do with your old knives, other knives, the cheap ones? You throw them away because they're too dull. One of our demonstrations was, well, the question was we'd asked, I love the question. The whole sales pitch that was taught to me. It was it was the whole pitch. It was good though. So what you would do is you would say, when is bread hardest to cut? And almost everybody I interviewed or did this demonstration to would almost always say, when it's fresh out of the oven. Like, all right, so watch this. And we just take sliced bread, like they probably have, we asked for them to bring sliced bread. Bring me a sliced bread, bring me a tomato, bring me a penny. Those are 3 items we asked the customer. The customer, yeah, okay, the customer. We asked the customer to bring for us. And so we take the knife and take the slice of bread and we just go right through it. Just like this. See how nice that is? It just goes right through it. Doesn't smash it down. Doesn't smash it. See how I squeezed my finger there accidentally? But you just go right through the bread. In fact, this is a harder crust. You just go like this and slice through the bread. And pretty amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. That was one of the tricks. The second thing was so that was one with this knife. And you took the smaller knife. I don't think we got, no, I didn't get this knife. I didn't demonstrate this one. Did I? I don't know. There's a smaller version of this serrated edge knife, smaller version. And we would use that to slice tomatoes really thin. We were all trained on how to do this stuff. It was a very, very, very impressive salesmanship. I already cut a penny for you online, if you saw it last time. So yeah, and that was a selling point for the shears. And I mean these shears, let me tell you another story about these shears. I know everyone's doing this, but let me tell you a story about these shears. So these shears can cut through anything. If you want to watch me cut through a penny, it happened last episode. Probably near the end, I think. I took out a penny. Oh, I think it was a dime, actually. We were supposed to cut a penny. Because, people didn't really care much about pennies. Even back in the 90s, didn't care much about pennies. So we showed them how to cut their penny. You can even cut the penny in a way that makes it like a corkscrew. So that's what we would do with these scissors. And this was the highest selling item. These is, there's no comparison to anywhere. You can break them apart and wash them like this in the dishwasher. Easy, convenient. They're sharp forever. I've never needed another pair of scissors. Those packages that are hard to open? Like all the computer gear that's in this plastic stuff? These will open it. They'll cut right through it. They'll cut right through it. They cut through anything. I don't use it on bones. I use a knife for that. But they will cut through anything. And those were sold really well. After the penny damage, you're like, wow, that's impressive. It is impressive. And those scissors are worth every penny. I think they're now probably $100. When I was selling, they're like $65 for a pair of those scissors. And people I went to, they'd buy those. They wanted those. They wanted. Those were a great selling item. And I still love those scissors. Oh, the funny story, though, was, so my in-laws, they liked those scissors, too. And they were using the scissors. And they went over to the neighbor with the scissors. The neighbor needed something. I don't know what he needed. But they used the scissors at the neighbor's house. And, I guess he was really impressed. Somehow, they don't remember it happening or whatnot. But after that episode, the scissors were lost. We had lost the scissors. We didn't know when we'd lost them or how we'd lost them. But we had lost the scissors. So my mom bought us another pair. Because they're just so good. So we had a second pair of scissors. And then, months later, the neighbor comes over, the guy. And so here are your scissors. Because I guess his wife really got on. I was like, what? You kept those scissors? I guess she found out about it. And he made him return them back to us. Yeah, those scissors were so impressive. So we got 2 pairs. So the in-laws have a pair now of their own. So anyway, that's the scissors. All right, so now we got the bread, we got the noodles, and we got the sauce. Bring over the sauce. Yeah, so I've been talking a good fair amount here, yes? Good fair amount of talking. Sauce, oh, it's looking wonderful. Beautiful red sauce. You can add Parmesan cheese on top. We're going to taste everything now together. And the noodles. Remember these noodles? They've been sitting out. If you didn't put oil in, they'd be all sticky. But you know what? Look at that. They're separable. They are separable. See, take a look at that. I can separate them out. Why? Because of the oil. Trick you learned. That's also what you do if you're making like pasta salad. Because you want it cold pasta. After you cook them, put oil on them. Okay, so now all the food's here. Now all that's left to do is to plate it and take the picture. Alright, for today, what plate do I want to use? Do I want to use this kind of plate? This is a nice plate. Excuse the noise. But now it's time to plate everything, because you know how it goes. Presentation is very important. I'm just double checking to make sure I hit everything I wanted to talk about. Yep. All right. Talking points. Double checking, making sure we hit it all. Because you know we are going to become YouTube famous. That's right, YouTube famous. All right, so we got some noodles. So I don't need pictures of each thing individually because I've done that many times. I have many pictures of the garlic bread. I have many pictures of the spaghetti. I have some of the zucchini noodles because that's also on the channel. So let's put them all together. Here we go. Let's get some pasta. Beautiful. Let's get the sauce. Ooh, I need a better sauce disher. See, now we're doing the tricks. Ooh, do I want a meatball in there? Yeah, I think so. Get a meatball. Get some sausage. Okay. Let's see, an onion. Yeah, you can do tomatoes. Get another sausage in there. Yeah, sausage. That's the highlight for me. Meatballs highlight for daughter, but here you go, sausage. Looking good. Okay. I moved a little bit to enhance. So you might be noticing that this is kind of a small portion. But that's what the picture is for. For this one, what do I need? How do I dish it? Tongs. Tongs are really helpful for this part. So right next to, that's a really healthy portion. Let's not do such a healthy portion. There we go. A nice portion of zucchini noodles. Wonderfully put. Yeah. Okay. You know, also those food magazines, that's real food. When you're seeing pictures from the food magazines, they're giving you real food. And so I think this is the way you're going to look at it. That sauce coming out. We're going to wipe up that a bit. You don't want that out there. And let's see, now we're going to pick some of the better looking garlicky toast pieces. Put them on the back. This one's shorter, so put this one in front. And we got to get another one in there. 3 of them. Yeah. 3 of them. Beautiful garlicky toast. Okay. Let's see. Move stuff inside the circle. All right. Beautiful. And tonight's dinner plate. So yeah, I could take a screenshot of this camera. Bad camera. I could take a screenshot from that camera. We're going to close to before I do the actual picture. So you can see what we got. So I can do a screen capture of that. Wouldn't be so bad. But it's not usually how I roll. So you know how I roll. Gotta clear this stuff away. I forgot. Usually I text out to the friends and family that I'm going live. Forgot. It's okay. All right. Center the plate. A little bit, a lot of crusty there, so we gotta wipe that out. Clean off the table. Wonderful. Take the picture, then yes, I will taste it all for you. And then we're good to go. In case you haven't been here before, this is the camera I use to take the picture. So pardon my back for a minute. I gotta get right in front of this thing. Turn on the flash. Get right in there on the zoom. Zoom in closer. Ah, yeah, fine. There you go. There. There you go. There it is. So that image becomes the thumbnail for everybody else later. So now the only thing left to do is to dig in. Let you know how it is. Let's start with the garlicky garlic bread. You can kind of see, maybe no closer to here. You can kind of see where the butter layer lays. You see it kind of gets down a little bit, the butter layer and garlic. See what the flavor's like. So the bread was fresh since we bought it Friday, 2 days ago. Nice and soft bread. Buttery. You really taste the garlic. The Parmesan. That bread, oh, just not. Oh, it's got some more garlic. That bread does not last. It's done usually by dinner or the next day when someone gives us. All right, let's go sausage, meatball, spaghetti. Go the sausage. It's supposed to be quote unquote hot. You know, it's not that hot. Cheers. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh. Maybe I'll modify the recipe and add a tablespoon of sugar. Wow, that really enhanced the flavor of the sauce. Do some onion in there. Oh, let's do the sauce with zucchini noodles. I tried zucchini noodles. Let's do it with the zucchini sauce. I tell you, it gets the crunch, gets the tomato pepper. That is a nice crunch. Very tasty crunch. Lastly, let's try a meatball. Store-bought frozen meatballs with the sauce. I didn't talk about the sauce. Let's talk about the sauce this time. Oh, very good tasting meatball. A little spicy. Warm, delicious. Savory, very savory. A very little bit of spice in there. I didn't put any spice in there. The meatball had the spice, that's what it was. Onion is tremendously sweet, juicy. Tomatoes work well in it. Oh, the sauce. Perfect amount of sweetness. I think I'm going to keep adding that sugar. That really, really hit the spot this time. Even after a dish of maybe 25 years, it can still be improved. All right. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. And, it's about time for us to have dinner, about 7 o'clock. Perfect time for us for dinner. And I'll see you the next time, or you can watch many of my own videos.